Hey, it's time for a Morris Mini Studio.
All right, my artists, today your entire mini studio is simply to recreate the color wheel. When you recreate the color wheel, you need to make sure that you have all of the numbers, all of the letters, and the basic idea of the shape of it. Beyond that, you can kind of change it around. I use circles through here. You can use any kind of shape you want, squares, dodecahedrons, cat-shaped objects. I don't care what it is. My main goal is to see that you are coloring in each one of our primary, secondary, tertiary colors, and of course our tints. Now there will be a problem. Some of you may have like a fancy set of colored pencils that has all kinds of different colors, but a lot of you are going to have a pretty basic set like this. And not every color is in this. Yes, I have a purple, which is great, and yes, I have a blue, but I don't have a bluish purple. And for that reason, well, I'm gonna have to mix some colors. Before I can show you mixing those colors, let me give you two terms that I haven't given you so far. When I take a pencil or a colored pencil and I color in an area, by the way, when you're coloring in, you wanna do tiny circles, just going back and forth a lot of the time, you really won't get nice clean edges. Tiny circles, you have a lot more control. When I go through and I color in an entire shape, but I don't press down as hard as I could, but I'm still filling that shape, we call this grading. However, when I push down all the way and I fill in an area completely pushing down all the way, we call this saturating. And what this basically is in this one, there's not as much pigment, there's more of the white paper behind showing. The pigment I have put down is looking like it's translucent, versus here where I saturate, it's looking much more opaque. The color is much more intense. Again, this is achieved by basically pressing lightly and pressing hard. So in order to combine my green with my blue to make my blue-green, tertiary color here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with one of those two colors. And I'm gonna grade that color into the box very lightly. Now I'm gonna take my second color and I'm going to grade it over top. I'm gonna take my first color again, and this time I'm gonna push down a little bit harder. My goal is to blend these two colors together. And there you have it. Now that I have everything in there, I can label blue, green. If you're wondering what the little dots are in the center, you don't have to do those, but I was just playing around with mixing my yellow-orange with my blue-purple to make this greenish, brownish, natural color. I was just playing around to see how these would look with this particular brand of colored pencil. So this is essentially your entire studio. This is going to fill up about half of your page. You don't need to worry about filling in anything else. Again, this is your mini studio, I should say, not your big studio. Your big studio is the next video. Make sure that you really play around with layering these colors and with doing your grading and turning the grading into saturating. This is now very well saturated, but I started by grading. This is going to be extremely important when it comes time for our studio, so this is a good time for you to practice that in a nice controlled way.
All right, recap time. You're going to create a color wheel today that was presented in the prior lesson video. You'll be using colored pencils to recreate all of the primary, secondary, tertiary colors and tints in that color wheel. Lastly, remember craftsmanship counts. So use a ruler, use templates, make this look nice. Don't just slap it together. I shouldn't see wibble wobbly lines. It should be pretty when you are done.
Until next time, my artists, you have a great day.